So I guess if this thing comes up short, he can field it and run it out. All right, here we go. 56-yarder. Does not have the leg. And Chris Davis takes it in the back of the end zone.
Hate, passion, intensity. It is upon these foundations that all college football rivalries are built. In modern Division I college football, there are a multitude of different rivalries that exist all over the country. But there is perhaps no rivalry where the hate runs deeper than the one we are about to talk about today. February 22nd, 1893. Almost 2,000 fans pack into a small field known as Lakeview Park in Birmingham, Alabama. Perhaps students of their respective schools, perhaps just bystanders hoping to take in a football game. Regardless of who they were, they had just witnessed the first game in what would become one of the most fierce and intense rivalries in the history of American sports. Auburn would defeat Alabama 32-22 in the first ever Iron Bowl, and the game would become an annual event up until the 1907 season, when the rivalry would be suspended for 41 years due to a disagreement between the schools about where the officials working the game should be from. A conclusion was eventually reached between the two schools, and the contest resumed in 1944. The series has been played every year since and has resulted in many outstanding games and fun finishes, like in the game that is fondly remembered as the Punt Bama Punt game by Auburn fans that was played in 1972. During a press conference before the game, all-time great Alabama head coach Bear Bryant was quoted as saying, "I would rather beat that cow college than beat Texas 10 times. The game began and Alabama soon took a 16-0 lead going into the fourth quarter. The game looked all but lost for Auburn, however they were able to convert a field goal and then run back 2 blocked punts for touchdowns, resulting in a 17-16 lead and granting Auburn an unlikely victory. Another important aspect of this rivalry that we must remember is the time of year in which this game is played. The Iron Bowl is played at the very end of every college football season, being the last regular season game of the year for both schools, meaning that the game could be the deciding factor of whether or not one or both of these teams makes the playoffs, making the rivalry game all that much more intense. And in a world where 1 or 2 losses could make or break a team season, these games are absolutely crucial. For an example of this, we can look back to the 1989 season. Alabama played in Jordan-Hare Stadium for the first time as a 10-0 team, ranked number 2 in the country. The Crimson Tide came in optimistic about making a return to the playoffs and potentially claiming another national title. However, their hopes were eventually erased by a scrappy Auburn team who defeated them 30-20 and erasing any hopes that Alabama had of another championship. Historically, throughout the history of this rivalry, Alabama has been dominant, leading the series 51-37. This has only continued after all-time great head coach Nick Saban took over the program in 2007. A video on him and Kirby Smart coming soon, by the way. Saban's record in the Iron Bowl was an impressive 12-5, along with 7 national championships along the way. His run was not without bumps, however, as in 2013, one of the most infamous plays in the history of college football took place: the kick six. November 30th, 2013, the 78th annual Iron Bowl at Jordan-Hare Stadium. The Crimson Tide opened the game as 10-point favorites over the Tigers. This game in particular had massive playoff implications, as both teams were ranked in the top 5, and a loss for either side could mean the end of a promising season. Alabama put up 21 points in the second quarter to give them a 21-14 lead at halftime. After the half, Auburn struck quickly, leveling the score at 21 points apiece. And as the seconds ticked down, with the game tied 28-28, the Tide got the ball in the final minutes to attempt a game-winning drive. Alabama was able to move the ball to the 38-yard line in Auburn territory. However, it seemed like time had expired, thus signaling the end of regulation and requiring overtime. However, a booth review quickly revealed that the ball carrier had stepped out of bounds with 1 second left on the clock, meaning that Alabama would have the chance to attempt a field goal to win the game. The kick was a 57-yarder, a long kick in the NFL, and even more so in college.
Go. 56-yarder. Does not have the leg. And Chris Davis takes it in the back of the end zone. He'll run it out to the 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 45. There goes Davis. Oh my God! Davis is running all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game. Auburn's going to win the football game. He ran the missed field goal back. He ran it back 109 yards. They're not going to keep him off the field tonight. Holy cow. Oh, my God. Auburn wins. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl.
The impossible. 109 yards, Iron Bowl won, and Chris Davis's name immortalized in both Auburn and college football history. It ended Alabama's hopes for a third straight national title and is now remembered as one of the most famous and impactful plays in all of college football. The Iron Bowl rivalry has been and always will be one of the deepest rivalries in college football. And while to the average outsider it may seem like the yearly clash is just another game. However, in the South, college football is life, and in the case of the Iron Bowl, it's life or death. Rest assured, the Iron Bowl will be played every year for the remainder of time. The hate will not disappear, and the rivalry will not be diminished to anything less than one of the most legendary in college football. Hate, passion, intensity. These are the defining characteristics of the Iron Bowl. Well, if you stayed to the end of this video, I do really appreciate you watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video. We got more stuff coming soon, so if you're interested in college football, baseball, stuff like that, we're going to keep doing videos sort of like this. And, working on some projects right now. Hopefully going to get a video on Kirby Smart and Nick Saban soon. Working on a Stetson Bennett video, Joe Burrow. Just a lot of cool stuff, I think, that you guys will enjoy. But yeah, besides that, if you did enjoy, make sure to subscribe if you want to see any of those, because we will have a lot more of those coming soon. Looking to get a video about every 2 weeks. But besides that, love you guys. Appreciate you staying until the end. Have a good one, guys. God bless.